More Syrian soldiers and militia fighters from Iran-backed groups in Syria and Iraq have arrived in Abu Kamal. It's been a week since the Syrian government's claim that it took ISIL's last stronghold. Since then, ISIL has launched dozens of attacks, and its fighters hiding in tunnels inside the city managed to take back most of the town on the Syria-Iraq border. Assad's forces have also come under attack by opposition fighters in the suburbs of the capital, Damascus. This is one of the largest military barracks belonging to the Syrian regime in eastern Ghouta. Since January, it has exchanged hands several times. But the rebels' small gains are no match for the government's air superiority. Fighter jets have continued to target opposition areas.
Where's the de-escalation, if that's what it's called? The planes didn't spare any neighborhood. More than 60 people were injured here. The hospitals are full of civilians. The wounded are dying because of the lack of medicine.
As government forces gain ground against rebels in ISIL, they've renewed their calls for US soldiers to leave. The statement from Syria's Foreign Office came a day after US Secretary of State ruled out, quote, walking away from Syria. The spike in attacks comes as world leaders agreed to reduce the number of civilian casualties. But inside Syria, people say that another Security Council meeting will continue to fail to prevent attacks. Earlier this year, the world reacted in almost unanimous condemnation to the images of suffocating children. The UN found the Assad regime responsible for the chemical attack in Khan Sheikhoun, which killed dozens of people. The government denied responsibility, and Russia raised questions about the attack itself. Britain's Foreign Secretary accused Russia for consistently choosing to cover up for Assad. As the mandate for the UN's joint investigative mechanism expires, the US and Russia are presenting rival bids for how to investigate future chemical attacks. Russia has so far vetoed 9 resolutions on Syria. And more than 6 years into this war, world leaders are still making statements as attacks against civilians continue with impunity. Osama bin Javed, Al Jazeera, Gaziantep.